Welcome to Cross the Line Sports in proud partnership with Q City Metro. Right now, I have with me one of the leaders of the defense, Mr. Jablonski Green. How you doing?
I'm good, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for your time. So, a couple weeks ago, you guys got your first win of the season. How did that feel? To being on the road those first 3 weeks. It was tough games on the road, but then finally coming back home to get a win. How did that feel?
Definitely a confidence booster for our young guys and guys that's due to playing. But us old guys been, pushing them every day in practice and just trying to let them know it's gonna get better soon.
So, what did those bye weeks consist of? Talk a little bit about the difference between those two bye weeks. One of them you coming off a loss, and then the other one you come off a win. Like, what did those two bye weeks consist of?
Nothing changed. We just practice hard. We just give each other work every day. We started going against our actual offense, and they started going against the actual defense. So just starting to get looks from both sides, giving good one-on-one work, and just pushing each other to the limit.
Mhm. Even though you've been here for a little while, this is your final go around. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Was it still kind of hard, having those first three games on the road, even though you played a lot of college football, but was it still kind of hard having those first three games on the road before you finally get a home game?
Nah, I mean, as long as I've been here, that's always been like the schedule. Be away
Mm-hmm.
for the first few games, and then we finally come home. But we always love our home crowd. We love being
Mm-hmm.
in Orangeburg playing inside the stadium. But it don't matter whether we're on the road or home.
You experienced a lot of adversity early on the season, like I was saying, but what do you tell those younger guys, as far as like kind of message do you give those guys, knowing of course with football you're not gonna win every game, it's
Mhm.
gonna be highs and lows. But what kind of message do you give those guys, when you experience that type of adversity early?
Just trust each other. Trust the man beside you. Trust the man behind you. Like it's gonna get better soon. I promise. Like just take it one game at a time, one play at a time, one practice at a time. Take these meetings serious. Take these practices serious. When we in the weight room, take it serious because it all is gonna correlate at the end.
Hmm. How important is it, like with the younger guys, for you to like embrace them when they get here, because this is their first time being away from home. They're still trying to adapt to being a student athlete on the collegiate level. Like, how important is it for you, being one of the leaders of the team, embrace those younger guys when they first get here?
Just making them feel wanted, just doing little team activities or just team bonding, whether we just sitting outside talking or just playing around, goofing off or joking. But making them feel at home, making them feel they want it, and just taking it day by day with them.
Hmm. Looking back on your journey, even though you still have some games left, like whether it's a guy that's here still here with you right now, or if they've moved on after college, who was that guy? Would you say was the one that kind of like took you under their wing, like when you got here to kind of embrace you and kind of show you the ropes of like about being a collegiate athlete?
Ooh, that's a couple. That's a couple. Uh, Older would be like Damu Ford, Bruce Johnson, Chad Gilchrist, Lane Johnson, Jonell Brown, those guys, and then with a few more years to come through, the Kobe Durant. Even though
Hmm.
me and him from the same area, I always looked up to him, and just being motivated
So
to
you
see
already
him.
knew him before.
Man,
Okay.
we went to high school together, middle school, all that. We grew
Hmm.
up together. Like his aunt stayed right beside me,
Oh, okay.
so we knew each other since we was kids. But just watching his work ethic, and how hard he trained, how hard he go, just motivates me and push me to do the same
Hmm.
thing.
How special is that to see somebody from your neighborhood, somebody that you knew personally before you even got here, to see him, move on and play at a high level playing with the Rams? How important was that, especially for you?
It was really important. I mean, I always knew he would be that type of guy. It was no surprise to me because he put in the work and and he always prayed. We're God fearing people, so we expected that out of him.
Absolutely. Saturday, you guys have Virginia University of Lynchburg. Haven't won a game yet. They'll be looking to come in here and get their first win. Like, how important is it, build off of that momentum where you guys came back home and beat Citadel? How important is it to continue to build off that momentum?
Yeah, we know they coming in here fired up, hot, trying to get one win, but we can't slack on these guys. Watching film, they got some athletes, and they ain't no pushover. So we got to come out and ball out and be physical
Hmm.
from the jump.
Coach Pugh, the first practice I came to was like on a Wednesday, right before you guys played Jackson State, and then the day after, Coach Pugh announced his retirement. Like, what kind of emotion were you going through, and how surprised were you that he announced that he was finally going to be, retiring?
Honestly, I don't want to say I was surprised, but it did kind of catch us off guard. But Coach Pugh, he done had his tenure here.
Mm-hmm.
He done left his mark right here, and with him leaving and being here while I was here, and the stuff he did for me personally, I'm gonna always appreciate Coach Pugh and love him because half the stuff he did for me, it's hard to speak on it. I get real emotional about it,
Mm-hmm.
but I appreciate Coach Pugh for everything he done for me and this team.
What's one message that he's giving you that you'll just carry on with you throughout the rest of your football career and just in life in general?
No matter what, always be a man.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be a man in all situations. Think about what your male role model would be. What would your dad do? What would your granddad do? Always be a man first.
Absolutely. I think I like to talk to like for people to know, outside of, I cover professional sports as well, but it's important for, people look at you guys as like superhuman that you can accomplish anything, especially being on the football field. It's like a different level of a different mentality that you have to
Mm-hmm.
have on the field. But outside of that, I tell people, being around athletes, they're still human. They have
Yeah.
families, they listen to music, they go places like we do. They eat the same stuff we do, watch movies, all that stuff. Like you guys are still human. So talk to people about just being a student athlete and like what's your major and what's some of your goals that you plan on having after college.
Okay, I graduated last May
Mm-hmm.
and graduated with a bachelor's degree in physical activity management. Right now, I'm taking extra classes in family consumer science. But like you said, we still human. We still go to class. We still in study hall. Everybody gotta go to study hall,
Mm-hmm.
and it's hard trying to balance your personal life and this athlete life. And we just make the best of it. Try to be level headed, keep each other sane for real.
What advice do you have for young guys who are aspiring to come up to and play at the collegiate level? After their high school playing days over, not everybody's going to be fortunate enough to play at the collegiate level, but you were blessed with the opportunity. So, what advice would you give those young men aspiring to be in the position you're in right now?
Just don't take it for granted. And first and foremost, you gotta take care of your schoolwork. You can't play no football, no sport, no depending on what you play. You gotta do your schoolwork. And if you don't do your schoolwork, you're not gonna play.
And I feel like that's really important for a lot of young athletes, or even guys that are at the collegiate level now, like thinking because they're so great, that they're always going to be pushed through it in life, and that's not gonna always be the case.
Yeah, just like I said, with Coach Pugh telling us to be a man first, you got to handle your responsibilities. And one of our responsibilities is going to school, getting our work done. And I can speak on from experience. I was in Ellswood one time because I wouldn't do my work. And
Mm.
Coach Pugh really sat me down. We had a long talk about being a man. You got to take care of your responsibilities, which is your number one priority here is to be a student first. So that's where I go at from it. So I'm always in study hall, 3-4 hours a day, just knocking out my workout and just taking care of my classes.
Absolutely. Talk a little bit about this fan base. I got a couple more questions, and we'll get you out of here. I've been to every game except for the first one so far when you guys played Jackson State down in Atlanta. But I actually missed my when I went to Georgia Tech. I actually missed the shuttle to get to the stadium, so I had to walk a mile. So I walked through the whole entire campus.
Yeah.
But on my way through the campus, I saw Georgia Tech fans and I saw South Carolina State fans. They were set up tailgating. They had a tent set up, grilling, having a good time. And I was like, man, this fan base, they really love y'all and support y'all. They show up and they show out to have a good time. What does it mean to you to have that kind of support? Even being on the road and then coming back home to a big crowd. What does it mean for you to have that love and support from your the Bulldog fan base?
It means a lot, man. This fan base is amazing. Like you said, on the road, it feel like half the time it be feeling like home games, cause they be showing up, showing out. They be loud, they be rocking, they be into it. And then when we come home, it's just packed out, tailgating, partying, music, kids running around happy. So we just come out here, try to give them a show, give them what they want, and here in Orangeburg, it's winning. That's all we do is win. So
Absolutely.
we just try to keep that tradition going.
And speaking of winning, when you walk through there and you see those names of the Hall of Famers that play here, and then you see guys that are NFL now, like Shaq Leonard and like you said, Kobe and Hargrave in San Francisco right now. When you see that legacy of Hall of Famers and guys that are in the NFL now, like what does it mean to you to live up to that legacy of playing at South Carolina State?
Just try to buy into that dog mentality. Just taking it one day at a time. But at the same time, we built for the moment. We built to go through adversity. So we don't really too much focus on the future. We take it one day at a time and try to beat that day.
Absolutely. And then my last and final question. I didn't go to a HBCU. I went to USC Upstate in Spartanburg. Um, this was 2010 when I graduated from high school and went to Upstate. But I didn't fully understand like everything surrounding the HBCU. For some reason, I didn't really understand the culture and the importance of being at HBCU. And I always said for me, if I had to go back and do it again, I would have chosen to go to a HBCU just because of the culture. I came down here my freshman and my sophomore year. One of my best friends played football here as well, and came for the homecoming. And the
Oh
homecoming
yeah.
experience, I
Oh
had a
yeah.
homecoming. The homecoming experiences was great. I actually met my daughter's mother here as well. But just that culture of a HBCU and the importance, and just learning the history and everything behind it. Like for you, what does that HBCU experience mean to you?
This is just a big old family here. That's all, and that's just all across the country. I'm pretty sure it is with all HBCUs. There's a lot of
Yeah.
HBCU support throughout the nation. Whether people go to PWIs or they still support HBCUs.
Oh yeah.
Like everybody's locked in on like what's going on inside of HBCU. But like I said, it's like a big old family. These teachers, these faculty and staff members, like anybody that's associated with HBCU treats these students like they're one of their own. They're gonna make sure they take care of you, and they're gonna make sure they lead you on the right way.
Man, that's what I love about it. Like I said, it's like a big family, especially when I came for homecoming. It's
Oh
like a
yeah,
big family reunion,
oh
man.
yeah.
Everywhere we went, man, it was a crowd everywhere. But to me, it's just something special about because where I went to school, I didn't see a lot of teachers or coaches that looked like me. I had a few, but not a lot. But to come somewhere where the majority of people look like you, the teachers and coaches. So it's like you have that relatability factor
Mm-hmm.
now. So it gives you that warm and family feeling. Now, even when you're away from home, like that you're part of something big,
Uh-huh.
which you are with being here in South
Yes,
Carolina
sir.
State. So before we get out of here, I want to thank you again. Good luck on the season. Is there anything, any kind of personal goals that you have, or dreams or aspirations that you have that you're pursuing for the future?
Nah, I just want to tell God thank you for just allowing me to be in the position I am in today, and I just ask that He just keep on blessing me to move forward.
Absolutely. Jablonski, thank you for your time and good luck on the rest of the season.
Thank you.